Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the 2025.5 Volvo XC90 plug-in hybrid, the TA plug-in hybrid. It's now called that, not the Recharge anymore. And this is the ultimate trim of this vehicle. Definitely go check out a full tour and review to have a watch at all the crazy new features and interesting new stuff that Volvo has added for this kind of interesting heavy update of the XC90. But today we're going to take this on a drive, see what it's like on the road, on the highway, see how this plug-in hybrid powertrain is, and how this new interface is to use on this Volvo XC90. I was a previous Volvo owner from 2023, so I'm very familiar with Volvos, and also worked at a dealership for a little bit. So it's interesting to see what the brand is doing now. Nonetheless, here we are. We have this gorgeous crystal shifter in this one, and a simple start-stop button, no paddle shifters as typical in modern Volvos, new infotainment system, new interior design on the door panels, on the dash, but a lot is pretty much the same. Some steering wheel controls mostly, digital clusters the same, heads-up display, and it's this gorgeous and amazing Bowers & Wilkins audio system. Amazing seats in this one, Nappa leather for this ultimate trim. We have a redesigned center console with a little bit more storage, though unfortunately still wired Apple CarPlay. That is a disappointment. I definitely will touch on that in a little bit, but with more storage over here. 8-speed automatic gearbox, of course, the turbocharged 4-cylinder power in the front wheels, electric motors out back. We have a few different drive modes. We can change our steering feel, our creep, as well as battery usage from auto hold. We can charge the battery using the gas engine. We have a hybrid mode. We have a power mode, which will drop the vehicle with its air suspension this one has to its lowest setting. We have pure electric driving, which makes it rear-wheel drive, an off-road mode, as well as a locked all-wheel drive mode as well. You can even start the vehicle always in pure mode if you do choose to do so. For now, since we only have 5 miles of EV range and 8 miles on the gas tank, we do have to fill up a little bit. I'm going to keep it in hold for battery usage as well. But anyways, we're going to head off. We have Waze as well in the vehicle, and since we have Apple CarPlay, the latest version of Apple CarPlay with Waze, that will show up in our digital cluster. Same things with Apple Maps can show up here, and the built-in Google Maps can show up on here as well. We also have the assistant, so I could say, "Hey Google, turn on the driver ventilated seat."
Okay, turning on seat fan for the driver.
Very hot today, so that works. 86 degrees, so I'm gonna have some nice seat ventilation. It's a little bit loud. I'll put it on 1 for you guys, but let's head off. We have great 360 cameras, which thankfully have been revised. I was not the biggest fan of the old 360 cameras. Now we have a little bit more easier control of what's going on here as well. But let's head off. We're in drive now and get on our way. So like I mentioned, you can start this vehicle off in the pure EV mode pretty much every day. Now, the one downside with the EV powertrain on this vehicle is that they did not update it for this 2025.5 model year, which I'm actually a little bit disappointed about, just because I think it could do a little bit better in terms of charging performance. It could really only charge around 3.6 kilowatt hours, I believe. That's what I've experienced this week. So I'd like to see that improved for sure. Otherwise, though, when it does work, I think it's a very smooth system. You know, Volvo was very early to this interesting rear axle, where there's no full actual physical connection between your front axle as well as the rear axle there. So that's really unique, but a lot of manufacturers are kind of catching on with that today, even with regular series hybrids. Around town, so the XC90 and including the XC60, I'm going to throw that in there, haven't always been the softest ride. A very, very nice, stable, confident driving experience, I would say Volvos have. Very light steering, but it's also very direct at the same time. We also do have just a little bit of a stiffer suspension. I've noticed this on the XC60 and on some earlier XC90s back from 2022 and 2023, which are pretty much the same vehicle underneath. They just have a little bit of this stiffness to the suspension. It may not be as a premium suspension design as some of the German vehicles out back and the rear suspension, so that could be in play, or just how the mounting points are on the vehicle. But you'll definitely notice that on the road, though. With this particular adaptive air suspension on smooth pavement, it really does just float and glide around very well at time to time, though it's still a little bit on the firmer side, I've noticed. And these, I think, are only the 22-inch wheels. I think you can get a 23-inch for this 2025 2025 model year. So something to consider there, but overall decent, well composed suspension setup on the Volvo. And like I mentioned, you can adjust your steering from firm to light. You can see the steering here, it's a little bit loosey-goosey, but it does firm up in some corners. You do feel a little more confident and stable in your driving, but I always do like how Volvos drive. They have this really nice confident positioning. And speaking of positioning, the XC90 and just Volvos in general have some of the best designed visibility in the car industry. Volvo's all about safety at the end of the day, really, and they design that into every aspect of this vehicle. In your rear view mirror, it may not be a digital camera, but it's huge and it's zoomed in perfectly on that rear glass. You can fold down the headrest from the infotainment system if there's no one sitting back there to allow you even better visibility as well. You have loads of glass around you. Your side mirrors are huge, and even your blind spots and your rear windows and three-quarter windows are so easy to see out of. It doesn't even feel like you need to have like some sort of camera assisting you. So that's a really great touch there. Let's have a quick little acceleration up this hill. Get that little bit of firmness. That was a pretty light bump there, actually, so you can just hear how that reverberates into the cabin, but pretty strong acceleration once this powertrain is combined. And you're combining that front gas engine with the rear electric motors. Remember, they're not connected. They combine together to produce a really impressive over 450 horsepower. So this thing moves. I can tell you that. It's not a slow feeling vehicle whatsoever. Now, the downside to this is that it's not the most efficient plug-in hybrid you're going to see. This thing really is great when you charge it overnight for 5 or 6 hours on like a level 2 charger. Wake up, drive your 30 or so miles to and from work, and you're fine. When you want to charge it in a get-go in a quick situation, it's not going to be your friend in that case. You may want to consider a quicker charging plug-in hybrid. And when you're just using this gas engine, I haven't noticed the best fuel economy. I've been seeing 25 to 28 mpg on the highway on average when I'm driving in just hybrid mode, not pure mode, and I'm holding that battery charge. And the reason you're saying, why are you holding it? Well, I might want to use it in a different location. That's the beauty with these plug-in hybrids, is you have that versatility of being able to use that battery whenever you want, if you do want to choose so. If you're just driving it as, I guess, intended, you have that full battery charge after charging at night, and you can go out and drive in pure full hybrid mode. It's going to really prioritize that electric motor system, and you'll definitely get better MPG there, but that's just because you'll be driving it electric more so and then using up that charge. But you really do need to be going somewhere with a charger and be there for a long distance of time if you really have hopes of kind of filling up that battery pack here. Now, out here on the highway, the XC90 is famous for being able to haul everyone in your family, all of your luggage, and go on road trips. I think that's one of the most things that XC90 owners do, other than driving their kids to and from school and soccer practice. It's a great road tripping vehicle. And this particular one, it is the fully loaded XC90 with all of the fun bells and whistles. We have this absolutely one of my favorite audio systems in just the automotive industry is this Bowers & Wilkins system here, so everyone can listen to some great tunes. We also have a massive panoramic glass roof that has a sunshade as well that you can close for great visibility, along with sunshades in the back for children or some rear passengers as well. And for your driver up here, like we saw before, we have great heated and ventilated seat options, but also on the driveway we also have Volvo's pilot assist functionality here. Now, in this day and age in 2025, this car still has a lot of great features. We have blind spot monitoring, warning, rear cross traffic alert, every safety system you can possibly think that you'll find on the XC90, it will still be here. The pilot assist system is, I think, one of my favorites still, even though it's not the most advanced, but there's no eye tracking software like we're getting on some of the more advanced systems, which means we're not getting any sort of hands-free style system in the XC90 still to this day, but the Pro Pilot system is still really good. And when I had my S90, it was updated to have 2 different functionalities. We have this one functionality here where we have full steering and full lane keep and centering assist, which means is essentially the vehicle is driving itself, though you always have to have your hands on the steering wheel. It is not a hands-free style system, and all you do is activate it and deactivate it by the touch of a button. I like that Volvo still does that. It's just so easy to activate and deactivate, and you can have it where you press this button right here and it'll go to just regular cruise control without the steering assist if you don't like that steering assist intervening speaking with you. And in our quick control panel over here, we do have that ability to have a quick control for our lane keep aid. So if you want to turn your lane keep assist off, you can do that. And there's way more stuff baked into the settings here. And with this system on, even like traffic we see right now, I feel very confident in the stop and go functionality to make a quick adjustment or something, change a tune, or have my passenger do so, and I can direct to them while in the vehicle, which is great. We do have the heads-up display on this one, which doesn't display that much information, though if you do use the built-in navigation from Google, you will get turn-by-turn navigation up there, as well as with Apple Maps as well. I did notice that, but not for Waze as of right now. I think if you download the Waze app through the Google App Store, I believe you can get turn-by-turn in that case there. Also forgot to mention we have our distance controls here and easy access to speed control as well. I just like the simplicity of this system and just how easy it is to turn on, turn off, go about your day. You get really used to it very quickly as well, and I really do appreciate that in these Volvos. And out here on the highway, like I mentioned, it's just so comfortable to just drive around. You feel nice and tall. Volvo's seats are so comfortable. You have so many adjustments, and this one, since it's fully loaded, has massage, which I actually have never experienced in a Volvo because no one ordered it at the dealership I used to work at. So it's a pretty rare option, but it's actually really good. And I like this new interface. We can start our massage here. We're sitting in traffic. We have a few different modes we can select from, our intensity and speed of the massage as well. And it actually is a pretty good system. It's not just air bladders moving back and forth like some systems are these days, which even on some expensive vehicles I've seen that. This is a good old real massage system with a whole bunch of different smaller air bladders moving across your back and lower back as well, even your shoulders in this particular seat. So I really do like that. So that's quite nice. Lots of other seat adjustment as well. If you just notice that right there, we were actually in Apple CarPlay, and every time you press this home button, it's for some reason defaults to the home screen. You can swipe it up and down. I think on my old Volvo it used to default to Apple CarPlay. I'm not sure if you can change that, but it's one thing I noticed there. Otherwise, there's not much really about Volvos. They make a lot of things in this very simplistic luxury standpoint. You have very nice materials, very comfortable ride when you're on smooth pavement, I would say, in this car, and very comfortable appointments, but there's nothing overwhelming to you in the Volvos. I think that's their key there. They want everything to be safe still. They don't want to overwhelm you with gizmos and gadgets and, silly things throughout the infotainment system that are difficult to use. It's very big, simple buttons, easy to navigate, and I still do appreciate that. But, if you want more in-depth stuff, you're going to want to go with maybe a more German vehicle. Those have a lot of crazy technological advanced things there that you can spend hours and hours and hours configuring as well. But this is just a little bit more of a simple, clean, timeless luxury experience. This vehicle is essentially 10 years old. Well, I think almost over 10 years old at this point, and it still looks incredible and timeless of a design, and that I think Volvo does very well, and I think their owners appreciate that. They just want to keep their XC90s, just keep getting a new one, and I think this is a good, nice update, though I wish they would have seen a little bit more stuff. But for that, you're going to want to go to the fully electric, totally different platform EX90 full EV SUV from Volvo, which hopefully we'll get to review quite soon in the coming months. Now, there is another drive function we can control in the XC90 recharge, plug-in hybrid, no longer called recharge, is the B drive mode. So right now, we are driving in drive. And a lot of electric vehicles these days will have either a B mode or a one-pedal driving mode that you can put it in to use the regenerative braking more so than your actual physical brakes, to both save the life of your brakes but also regen electricity into the battery pack. This one does have the said B mode here, so all I do is flip my gear selector down and you can see we'll switch into B mode here, and now you feel that force of the regen, so it can actually bring you to a full stop. You definitely have to get used to it. It's a one-pedal driving style experience. So you don't always have to touch the brake pedal, but obviously if you need to, you always can. And it works very well on this car, and it actually really makes this driving experience with the XC90 even better, especially around town and in traffic situations here. I just let off, get really full regen. I can control the strength of the regen, and you're just gaining charge at that point, while also just having a little more of a more comfortable driving experience without having to switch your foot back and forth from the brake or the accelerator the whole time. I believe this also works when you're in the Pro Pilot Assist mode. So if it senses traffic stopping ahead and you're going a little bit at speed, it'll prioritize regen and then move into the friction brakes as needed, which is kind of cool. As you can see, it's regenning right now, and I'm in the Pro Pilot Assist function. So pretty cool stuff there. And out here, you know, if you're on the highway on a longer trip, I don't always recommend to use this function, as it does kind of eat up your gas tank. But if you do want to, you can charge the battery pack. So now the engine's going to kick on, and it's just going to keep running and acting as both a power source for the vehicle while also generating energy for the battery. But it charges at a very slow rate. So I honestly would just recommend just charging it at home overnight. You're probably going to save your fuel in that case and just charge by the pennies overnight at home, either on a home socket or an installed at home level 2 charger. Now, while we are in traffic here, we have our Pro Pilot Assist system on. I do have to talk about this absolutely incredible Bowers & Wilkins audio system that I have loved in Volvos ever since it came out. We have a great new sound screen here to edit things. So we have our studio and stage profiles. Our stage have 3 profiles from surround, concert hall, and jazz club. Surround gives you a little bit more settings there. We also have our studio as well, which you can kind of focus the sound on different areas and go through either a regular equalizer, and if you're in some other modes here, you actually get this really cool multi-band equalizer as well to kind of adjust different audio settings. So that's really fun, and they sound so totally different. It's really cool. You can kind of select them per song almost if you want, and it's just an incredible surround sound experience. So let's throw on our audio test song here for you guys and listen to this incredible audio system. Obviously, the pure audio of this and the actual experience will not translate as good over camera, but hopefully it will do as best as I can. This is concert hall mode, everyone. Now we're gonna go to jazz club. And surround. Okay, well, that was a quick little taste of the audio system in this Volvo XC90. And coming off the highway, guys, you know, this has been a great week with this new XC90 for 2025.5 model year. You know, have all the changes I really wanted in this vehicle that I think needed to be made? No, I don't think they were all made, but it's a lot of great improvements, I think, to a generally good and timeless product that, you know, a lot of people love. A lot of people have put their family trust in, their money in, and, you know, I think that's going to do well for them in that part. It looks fresh. It's nice enough refresh stuff on the interior, and, you know, you still have a great amount of options from this plug-in hybrid to the mild hybrids as well. But, you know, thank you guys for watching another video over here on Allcarnews as we end our highway driving session here. And of course, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more awesomer videos. Cheers.